Hey friends, it's January 7th, Monday morning, 2011, recovering from a very interesting weekend of ice storms and, uh, I'll tell you, I've been doing this work for 14 years driving a wrecker, and I've never seen ice on the road like I've seen this weekend. I didn't know it existed, but it does exist because we had one hell of an ice storm. But anyway, that's not the point of the video. The point of the video today, or at least this one, is I had the luxury, and I consider it a luxury, to talk with one of my coworkers, and I won't mention their name because I didn't ask them permission to speak of them in the professional first-person tense. But we were talking about government, and he brought up his views are a little left of center. You know, he's a little bit of an environmentalist, and I'm down with that. And I'll touch that topic in another video. But his point of view is that government doesn't work, that it's broken, that no one can get along. They play off the left-right paradigm constantly, and I explained to him that by design, the process is supposed to be frustrating. And the reason why the process is supposed to be frustrating is to protect the people. We have seen in certain cases where both speakers of the Senate and the House have circumvented the design to push through horrible legislation, Obamacare being one of them. But it's not just recent. This goes back, when they allowed the Federal Reserve to come back. I mean, so trust me, Obamacare is not the first time that the process has been circumvented. But if it's followed the way it's intended to be followed, the process is supposed to be frustrating. And I explained the reasoning why, and I explained what a true democracy is. And I said, you have a problem with a true democracy. The true democracy says that 51% of the people dictate to the other 49% of the people how it's going to be. And the way our founders envisioned it is that the other 49% of the people should have a right and a say without being bullied. So that's why we have what they call a democratic republic. But it got me thinking onto a bigger scale after I had the luxury of talking with my friend and coworker. And this kid's very smart. This kid's not dumb. I mean, he shouldn't be driving a tow truck. What the hell he's doing driving a tow truck? It's almost as bad as I would say it is as bad as asking me what the hell am I doing driving a tow truck. But it got me thinking, our education system in this country, all the things that they force us to teach our kids, none of which you actually can really use and apply to real life. One thing that we should be teaching our kids, that at least they have a better understanding of, is how the governmental process works. Because people all too often say, well, government doesn't work. And by design, it's not supposed to. Because every time government does work, it usually means someone somewhere is getting an unfair advantage or is losing their rights in the process. So it's not supposed to work. That's how you keep government from creeping, And I have to say, I don't blame teachers for this, because the classroom teacher is not the one that dictates the tempo of the class. I blame boards of education, both on a town level and on a state level. As I've alluded to in other videos, I don't think we need a national level board of ed, because they don't do anything except suck money out of the taxpayer's wallet. And personally, I think the states can take care of themselves. But there needs to be a push. I would say probably starting with 8th grade. I think by 8th grade, students are more than capable of taking an intense class for the year to understand exactly, why our founders founded the government they did, and why they put in place a bicameral legislature, and why the executive does not have full reigning authority. You know, this is what needs to be done. We need to start teaching that, the process is supposed to be frustrated. So, I thought it was a very good, enlightening conversation. And if my friend ever does come across this video, and again, I won't mention your name, but thank you for giving me that opportunity. Because usually I see you on the side of the road or something, and we're trying to keep ourselves from getting killed while trying to get the job done. And it was very refreshing to just sit down for a few minutes when it was quiet and to actually share some insight with each other into political points of view and stuff. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you walked away with it with something as much as I did, my friend. Until next time, peace. God bless you all, and God bless the freedom-loving republic.